Welcome back to CynthiaUNTAMED. My name is Cynthia Nyongesa. This platform is about having conversations about and with young people and children in Africa. And today we will be focusing on a trending topic known as hashtag mental health KE. For those who are not familiar with KOT, this is Kenyans on Twitter, where people have conversations around activism, around governance, and sometimes you might just get bullied. So today we are focusing on a pertinent issue, which is mental health among young people. So I get worried every time I see young people saying they are depressed, because I feel like this topic is not properly addressed in our communities, in our homes, in our schools. Sometimes when someone is feeling really down or really low, people say they are pretending or they're acting or they're looking for attention. But can you imagine what that person is really going through from deep within? And which is why we're seeing the rates of suicide increasing. We're seeing the rates of domestic violence increasing, especially now that people are at home because of the coronavirus pandemic. I think we need to have serious conversations around this topic, around our mental health, and this really needs to start from a very, very early age. So there are points in my life where I have felt really, really low, where I have felt like I shouldn't go on, like there's no reason to keep going. But for me, God has given me the grace to keep going, to keep having opportunities, to keep moving. I wouldn't say I have gotten to a point where I no longer want to live, but I can say I have gotten to a point where I no longer see the reason of pursuing anything. I just want to be there and just be there. But for me, this topic, I'm really addressing the issue of keeping ourselves healthy and especially our minds. It's okay for we as young people to not be okay. And I think people need to start acknowledging this. And I'm especially talking from experience. For a long time, not my personal experience, but someone else's experience. For a long time, I used to hear about suicide, and mostly just used to occur in the news. It used to be somewhere that is not very close to me. So at the beginning of this year, I met a classmate who I had gone to primary school with. We hadn't seen each other. We were not close. So after we finished class 8, well, life went on. But then I met her coincidentally. She saw me and recognized me. I looked at her twice and I remembered her. And she seemed okay at that point. We talked about the things we were doing. I told her I'd gotten an opportunity to work. She told me she was doing an internship. And she seemed okay. We seemed okay. We exchanged contacts saying that we'll talk to each other. But we were not close. So we didn't talk to each other again. But a couple of weeks later, I had been requested to invite some women for an event, like to look for women who wanted to participate in a women empowerment event. So she came to my mind. Of course, other people came to my mind, but she also came to my mind because I had met her just recently and she was doing something in photography. So I thought, wow, let me invite her. So I sent her email address to the agency that had requested to find people. And then they told me they couldn't reach her. So they asked me to try and find out if she could participate in the event. So I asked her to reach out to the agency. She didn't reach out. I texted her. She didn't reach out. I emailed her. She didn't reach out. So honestly, at that point, there was nothing alarming. I just thought it's one of those times where you're not answering text. You know, it didn't seem like such a big deal, but I was really hoping she'd respond and come for the event because it would be a really good event. And then 2 days later, a friend of mine who we had gone to primary school with also just sent me a photo on WhatsApp. Then she told me, do you remember this girl? I said, yeah. I even met her just about 2 months ago. Then she told me that unfortunately she had passed on and she had taken her own life. Now, in as much as we were not close, for me, I was really so shocked. Because when I saw her, she seemed okay. To be honest, she seemed okay. There was nothing alarming. And you know, I began to ask myself, if she had gone for that event, would the problems that she had have been solved? Probably not. But would she have had hope? Maybe, maybe not. And even up to now, I have no idea what happened. Remember, I said we were not close, but she was someone I knew. And for me, I felt like, oh my God, so mental health is really such a big deal. Like, I knew it was a big deal, but at that point, now it hit me that this is a big, big deal. So if you go online to Twitter and check the hashtags mental health KE, you'll find very interesting conversations and dynamics around this. People share their experiences, they share their challenges, how they got into depression, or how at some point they tried to commit suicide. You'll find some of them say it was self-esteem, some say they were abused from an early age, some say it's the work environment that they work in that tends to be toxic. For others, they've really been working so hard, but doors are not opening, they're not getting jobs, they're not getting scholarships to go to school, or someone said something abusive about them. And what I also like about this hashtag is the fact that I also see resources around mental health care. So sometimes you'll see an organization tweeting saying that they support people with mental health issues, and especially young people. If you want to reach out, you can send them a direct message or call them or email them, whichever. I also see champions and advocates talking about their own experiences, the challenges they faced, how they've managed to overcome. And others are open enough to say, today I am not okay. I still feel the pain. I still feel like there's no reason to keep going. I still feel like my head is going round and round in circles. I still feel broken. And I think we as Africa and we as Kenya need to start acknowledging the fact that mental health issues are real, and we really need to be kind to people. Be kind to your neighbor. Do not say they are immature, or if they died nobody would care. Be very kind to people, because you never know what it is that they are going through. Probably whatever it is that you say, whatever it is that you do to them is what will trigger them to commit suicide, or to try and commit suicide, or to even go and harm others, leave alone harming themselves. So I think let's have proper conversations about mental health. If you also see the conversation on Twitter, you will see organizations that are calling for volunteers in mental health. There are people who've studied psychology or who offer volunteering counseling services. Please go check the hashtag. If you have skills and resources that you really want to share, this is the hashtag for you. And let us remember to be kind to people. That is it for today. I will be watching out for more conversations that affect young people and children in Africa. Today we're focusing on mental health KE. Let me know if you have any suggestions, or if you have any comments, if you have any resources. Please share them in the comment section below. And do check out my blog, CynthiaUNTAMED.com, where I amplify the stories of young Africans who are positively impacting their communities. Until next time, bye-bye.